Hello, everyone. Welcome to Catherine's ESL Classroom. In today's lesson, we are going to focus on superlative adjectives. Well, what are superlative adjectives? Well, let's get started and find out some more. Superlative adjectives. What are superlative adjectives? Well, first off, can you say superlative? Right here, superlative, but we say superlative. Superlative adjectives are words used to compare the differences between three or more things. For example, big, bigger, and biggest. Wow, that vanished quickly. Making superlative adjectives. To make a superlative adjective word, you must change the adjective to the superlative form. For example, small, smaller, and the superlative smallest. Okay? Before we were comparing three or more things, which were big, bigger, and biggest. But to make a superlative adjective word, you must change the adjective to the superlative form. Okay? Did you notice? Small, smaller, smallest. Big, bigger, biggest. And what's the superlative? Smallest and biggest. Remember now? Here are some rules. With regular one-syllable adjectives, we add est to make the superlative form. For example, fast, faster. What happens? What becomes after faster if we add the est? What is it? Fastest. Rule number 2. With regular one and two syllable adjectives that end in y, we remove the y and add iest to make the superlative form. For example, happy, happier. What's the superlative form of happier? What is it? Happiest. Did you get it? Are you getting the hang of it now? With adjectives that end with a single vowel followed by a single consonant, the consonant is doubled and est is added. Wow, that was a lot, right? Well, here's an example. Big becomes bigger. You know this one. Bigger, the superlative of bigger is biggest. Okay. Rule number 4. With two-syllable adjectives that don't end in y and all three-syllable adjectives, we add the most before the adjective. For example, beautiful becomes more beautiful. So now what happens? Come on, you could do it. The most beautiful. You getting the hang of it? This is getting easy, right? Now we have the irregular superlative adjectives. What do you think is going to happen now? Irregular adjectives don't follow these rules because they are irregular. So you must memorize them, but you knew this already. For example, good becomes better. What becomes after better? Best. So we have good, better, and best. What happens after bad? Worse. And what happens after worse? Worst. So we have bad, worse, and worst. Far becomes further. You know this one. Furthest. Far, further, and furthest. Well becomes better. Better becomes best. These are a little tough, so you do have to memorize them. But I know that you know these already. This is just a good refresher. Much becomes more. What happens after more? Most. So we have much, more, and most. Many. What happens after many? More. More becomes most. You see? Not too bad. Now let's practice. Fast becomes faster. What's the superlative of faster? Fastest. So we have fast, faster, and fastest. Slow becomes slower. And what's the superlative of slower? Slowest. Slow, slower, slowest. Are you repeating after me? Come on, try this one. Strong becomes stronger. And what's the superlative of stronger? Strongest. Did you get it? Are you getting the hang of it now? This is getting too easy? What do you think? Big becomes bigger. And what's the superlative of bigger? Biggest. So we have big, bigger, and biggest. Happy becomes happier. And what's the superlative of happier? Come on, do you know it? Come on. Happiest. Happy, happier, happiest. Cold becomes colder. What's the superlative of colder? Come on, I know you know this. Coldest. Cold, colder, coldest. Hot becomes hotter. What's the superlative of hotter? Hottest. Did you get it? Hot, hotter, and hottest. Good job. Cheap becomes cheaper. And what's the superlative of cheaper? I know you know this. Cheapest. Cheap, cheaper, cheapest. Boring becomes more boring. What's the superlative of more boring? The most boring. Boring, more boring, the most boring. That was a tricky one. Did you get it? Congratulations if you did. You've been studying a lot. Handsome becomes more handsome. What's the superlative of more handsome? What is it? The most handsome. Handsome, more handsome, the most handsome. Expensive becomes more expensive. What's the superlative of more expensive? Come on, you're getting the hang of it now. I know you could do it. The most expensive. Expensive, more expensive. The superlative of more expensive is the most expensive. Interesting becomes more interesting. What's the superlative of more interesting? Come on, you can get it. I know you got it. The most interesting. Yes, I know you got it now. Good job. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Well done. Congratulations, everyone. I'm so proud of you. I hope you had a great class today in learning more about the superlative adjective. Remember, big, bigger, biggest. Handsome, more handsome, the most handsome. Okay, until next time, bye.